Is Njoki Shege. Now, President William Ruto says his former deputy Rigathi Gachagua was, quote, incompetent, corrupt and tribal and had to be shown the door sooner rather than later. Now, speaking during his visits to Vihiga, Busia and Kakamega counties today, the head of state said his agenda to unite the country is, quote, unstoppable. Your very own Emmanuel Toe kicks off our bulletin tonight. Take a listen.
He's letting the cat out of the bag, albeit cautiously, on the struggles that ended his 2-year political marriage with his former deputy Rigathi Gachagua. Wednesday, President William Ruto adding incompetence and corruption to the list of the reasons why the center could hold no more.
Kuna wengine tuliwapatia kazi because of incompetence, kwa sababu haelei chochote, kwa sababu ni watu wa wizi, watu ambao ni matapeli, watu ambao ni wafisadi, watu ambao wako na chuki, wanagawanya watu. Hiyo biashara yao ilizama. Na mimi nataka niwaambie watazama na kuzama na kuzama, kwa sababu Kenya haina nafasi ya wafisadi, watu ambao hawajui kufanya kazi na watu wa kugawanya watu kwa mambo ya ukabila.
Hey! The head of state who addressed a charged crowd in Luanda Market in Vihiga County, adding that Gachagua was derailing the country's development agenda, which led to his ouster as deputy president.
We have no time for tribalists and people who are incompetent and those who want to divide our nation on ethnic, parochial, personal lines. We are united as a people and Kenya is going to march forward.
Hii serikali ni ya maendeleo na hii ni maendeleo ya kila sehemu ya Kenya. Hii sio serikali ya ubaguzi. Ni serikali ya kunufaisha mwananchi mahali alipo.
Ushaona mtu ambaye anabishana na mwenzake, wanamaliza kwa uwanja, yeye ni rais, lakini ananyosha mkono, anasema ndugu yangu, tulibishana kwa siasa, lakini kuja tufanye kazi pamoja. Amefanya hivyo na Mheshimiwa Raila hajafanya.
The sentiments supported by some of the legislators from the Mount Kenya region who trashed Gachagua's push to unite the region.
Sasa mimi nikirudi Nairobi, huko kwa mitandao, iko wengine nasikia wakisema ati Ruto must go. Go where? Nikirudi huko, niwaambie watu wa Luanda, mumesema Ruto must go on.
Yule jamaa alinipea mitego kwamba nipeleke kule State House ninase Raila Odinga. Lakini mimi sio mjinga. Hiyo mitego nikabeba, sikupeleka State House. Hiyo mitego nikapeleka kwake wa Munyoro. Ikatega yeye.
Hey! Hey.
This comes as President Ruto called on Kenyans to register for the Social Health Authority en masse, maintaining it is the solution to the healthcare problems in the country.
Hatutaki tena Mkenya aende hospitali ati anauza mali yake ama anauza ng'ombe yake ati kwenda kulipa bili ya hospitali.
Ruto held other rallies in Kakamega and Busia counties where he initiated several projects, including hospitals, roads and markets. The Western Tour continues Thursday. Emmanuel Toe, Citizen TV.
Na utapeli.
All right, Toe, thanks so much for that. Now, at the same time, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has called on President William Ruto to explain the source of the bonus funds given to sugarcane farmers in Mumias, insinuating that the money is coming from the exchequer and saying it must be accounted for. He also raised concerns about alleged planned irregularities in the voter registration process for the 2027 contest. Take a listen.
Wait a minute, Mr. President. Wait, this 150 million, by the way, too little. Imagine 150 million shillings. Where are you getting this money from? It's not in our budget. It is not that Peter Salasya doesn't want his constituents to benefit. But first of all, he acknowledges it's like a handout, it's like a bribe, yeah? And if it is a bonus, it needs to come through the processes. These are the days of accountability. And we hope William Ruto's administration is not going to register aliens as voters. We suspect there could be plans underfoot to register aliens, non-Kenyans, as voters in Kenya.
Now, AACC chairperson Dr. David Oginde says the commission is investigating the judiciary and especially 3 judicial service stations flagged for corruption by Kenyans. Now, Oginde said the investigation includes petitions accusing several Supreme Court judges of corruption. Let's get more from our very own Willie Lusige.
A few weeks after Chief Justice Martha Koome requested the EACC to investigate 3 judicial service stations accused of corruption, the commission confirmed that it is expanding the probe to the entire judiciary.
The Chief Justice herself, on her own motion, approached the EACC to help her look into the allegations that have been brought against the judiciary. But we are looking more broadly at the judiciary as a whole. You would know that in our work, we do not publicize, because when you say you are going to catch a thief, they will not be waiting for you there to catch them.
Oginde emphasized that the investigation includes allegations in petitions filed at the Judicial Service Commission, JSC, accusing the Supreme Court judges of misconduct and corruption.
We cannot afford to have people within that whole system who are actually subverting that very important step in our judicial system by taking bribes. So I can assure you that our teams are on the ground.
Once completed, the EACC will submit the findings to the JSC for judges and magistrates and to the DPP for other judicial staff.
The law is very clear on how judges are dealt with. So where there are people who are culpable, whether they are supposed to be taken to the JSC so that a tribunal is set up, especially for judges, that will be done. Where there are officers that are not are not either magistrates or judges, those people then will be taken straight to answer the cases.
Oginde spoke during the launch of the National Integrity Academy strategic plan by the EACC. It is meant to train state officers to fight corruption and promote integrity.
This plan has focused on a collaboration as a critical component towards its successful implementation. This strategic plan will enhance the achievements of the Commission strategy on capacity building on anti-corruption interventions and promotion of good governance.
As police, we are journeying and make sure that we are not only on the receiving end, but we make sure that we lead in the front in fight against corruption.
Willie Lusige, Citizen TV.
All right, Willie, thanks so much for that. Now, the restructuring of non-performing state agencies effectively commenced today with the transfer of 113 employees from the Kenya Water Tower Agency to 2 other state departments within the Ministry of Environment. Experts warn that its implementation must be objective and have clear targets. Let's get more from our very own Seth Olale.
A total of 113 staffers from the Kenya Water Towers Agency have been transferred just a day after the government announced that the state agency will merge with the Kenya Forest Service. 68 public servants have been moved to the State Department of Environment and Climate Change, with the remaining 45 relocating to the State Department of Forestry. While announcing the changes, Environment Cabinet Secretary Aden Duale said the process will not victimize anyone.
All their deployments, so none of our staff, 113, are jobless.
Duale's remarks coming shortly after State House spokesperson Hussein Mohammed said no jobs will be lost following the cabinet's decision to merge 42 state corporations deemed to have related or overlapping functions into 20 agencies.
Well, that was...
However, experts warn that the restructuring process that will affect about 5,000 employees must be objective and have clear targets to avoid a possible transfer of redundancy to other parastatals.
We want to reduce redundancy, but also these parastatals have been playing and continue to play a very important role in service delivery. How do we not lose this as we go forward? The reforms to achieve this require to be participatory. They are stakeholders, they are employees, and all those concerns will require a very well-organized policy debate around that for us to be able to real benefit from the restructuring that the cabinet just approved.
Seth Olale, Citizen TV.
All right, Seth, thanks so much for that. Listen to this sad story. Detectives probing the murder of Joy Frida Munani, whose boyfriend was arrested transporting her dismembered body to an unknown location, are now investigating if he could be linked to a cult. Police say they will cast their net a little wider and unravel if the suspect is also a member of an organ trafficking syndicate. Frankie Waller has more.
Tuesday evening, John Kiama Wambua was arrested carrying what police say were badly mutilated human body parts. The suspect was nabbed while within Huruma in Nairobi, transporting the body parts to an unknown location. An interrogation with the suspect led police to his rented house within Huruma Estate, where police encountered a shock of their life. Investigators found more body parts in the house alongside a knife believed to be the murder weapon. An interrogation with the suspect revealing more worrying details. Police found out the suspect had killed his girlfriend and was on a mission to conceal the murder. Investigators now want to find out if John Kiama Wambua is linked to a cult or an organ trafficking syndicate, since he is yet to reveal where he was taking the body parts.
But they are trying what we are consuming from the social media. That to some extent will have contributed to this. And then we cannot rule out the issue of cult.
It was established the body parts were of Joy Frida Munani, a 19-year-old girl who was cohabiting with the suspect.
Let us get to know where our daughters and our sons are and what they are doing. Very, very important. Follow them up. Know what they are doing. Know where they are.
The deceased family received the news of a brutal murder with disbelief. A family says the two have been friends since their childhood back in the village.
Ana ile kitendo imefanywa ni kitendo ya kiunyama. Ukiona mtu anaoa mwingine anamkatakata vipande na tena sijui nasikia iko sehemu zingine haikupatikana njoo ya hiyo mwili. Kwa hivyo kama mzazi niko na uchungu kabisa.
So they are now grieving, they are in pain. Under whatever circumstances, nobody is allowed to take away any other person's life.
The suspect's family is yet to digest the news that their kin would at one time turn against a fellow human being and commit such a heinous act. They say John Kiama was a humble boy.
Hakuwa mtu wa hasira, ile alikuwa tu amenyamaza, hakuwa na story mingi.
Kijana mzuri. Sasa hatunjui ni nini imemshika. Siwezi sema kama anaweza kuwa ashaingia maneno ya makanisa hii ya kishetani. Siwezi sema sababu ile masiku nimekaa na yeye, tunashinda na yeye kuanzia asubuhi mpaka mnamaliza kazi. Sinjawahi sikia hata akiwa amemgusa mtu na mkono yake.
The suspect was presented at a Milimani Law Court and it was ordered he be detained for a further 21 days of investigations. It is the beginning of another homicide investigation, even as detectives say they are still pursuing crucial leads in order to trace the other missing body parts of the deceased. Franklin Wala, Citizen TV.
All right, Franklin, thanks so much for that. Now, switching gears, and business activities across 3 estates in Nakuru were disrupted for the better part of Wednesday as residents staged protests against security agencies. The irate residents lit bonfires demanding the release of a fisherman by the name of Brian Odhiambo, who they say was reportedly seized by officers of the Kenya Wildlife Services on Saturday. Our very own Laura Otieno reports on the 4th day of the protests.
White clouds of tear gas engulfed Flamingo Estate in Nakuru, with bonfires lit on the road leading to the Lake Nakuru National Park. For the better part of 2 hours, residents engaged police in running battles as they demanded the immediate release of 31-year-old Brian Odhiambo, who was reportedly beaten and taken by officers from KWS who caught him within the park.
Masomo saizi iko na wasiwasi, walimu hawafundishi watoto vizuri. Kuna hii shule inaitwa Lakeview, kuna Kemadhi, kuna Flamingo, kuna watoto ambao kwamba sasa lunch lazima watoke waende nyumbani. Sasa hii fujo ikianza hivyo watoto watapitia wapi?
Ni lazima watupatie kijana wetu anaitwa Brian. Haiwezekani ya kwamba polisi, whether ni hawa wa GD ama ni polisi wa KWS, ambaye mtu anafanyia watu kiunyama na hachukuliwi hatua.
Odhiambo's family have said they are yet to trace their kin despite efforts to look for him across hospitals and morgues within Nakuru.
Tukienda DCI tulipata walikuwa wanatoka na files, wakatuambia wanaenda huko hivyo game. All tunaomba tu ni watusaidie. Walituambia watasamu nao watu leo, hao watu wa KWS. Tumekosa Brian medical, tumetembea ward by ward, tumeenda casualty, tumeenda mortuary.
Can the government follow up with KWS Rangers and tell us where Brian is? Kwa sababu hii kesi ni kesi ambayo iko wazi kabisa.
One person was shot and injured on Tuesday during the protests that have now entered the 4th day. Police say investigations are still underway to determine the whereabouts of Brian Odhiambo. Laura Otieno, Citizen TV.
All right, Laura, thanks so much for that. Now, the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights has launched its investigations into the gruesome murder of activist Richard Otieno in Molo. KNCHR Head of Investigations, Commander Mucheke, says a team of investigations has been deployed to gather information on events leading to his death to unravel the truth. Let's get more from our very own Jorogi Gatete.
At Kericho County Referral Hospital morgue, the late Richard Otieno's mother is overwhelmed by grief after viewing the body of her son. Salome Otieno is inconsolable after losing a son she depended on in her old age.
Wenye minataka munisaidie, serikali fuata hii maneno, mwenye amefanya hii maneno apatikane.
Mimi I only request the government wafanye juhudi juu chini. Watupatie tu yule ambaye alifanya hizi maovu. Hiyo serikali kitufanyia itakuwa tumepata haki yetu. Lakini kama bado hatujapata huyu ambaye ameua huyo kijana, tutasema bado hatujapata nini? Haki yetu.
Otieno's mother had traveled all the way from Alego in Siaya County after receiving the heartbreaking news on Sunday. She had talked to her son on Saturday. At the late activist home, homicide detectives were busy at the scene of crime, collecting and documenting evidence that will help with investigations. Also at the scene were officials from the Kenya National Commission on Human Rights, who have launched an independent probe into the murder. From the home, the team in the company of the family lawyer joined family members at the morgue, where they viewed the body and confirmed the post-mortem will be conducted on Friday. Leaders have joined in the calls to demand justice.
Nimeweza kuangalia mwili, nimeuona uko na majeraha ambayo ni majeraha ya kupitia vifaa butu. Sio butu, sharp object. Yeah? So ako na majeraha kubwa kwa kichwa, hapa juu ya kichwa na nyuma ya kichwa. Tutaendelea kufanya uchunguzi, tutakuwa na post-mortem.
5 days after the murder of Otieno, who was vocal in criticizing the government and the local leadership, no suspect has been arrested. Detectives say they are hunting down 3 suspects who allegedly trailed the activist on Thursday last week. They are also probing threatening messages the deceased allegedly received days before his death. Gatete Njoroge, Citizen TV.
All right, thanks so much for that, Jeroge Gatete. On that note, we're going to take our first break here on JKLIVE and remind you, our guest today on the bench is all about the Gen Zs. We're calling it age, manners, and models. And we've got Reverend Carol Kiarie. She's from the ACK Church in Thika Diocese. We've got Kitty Mwanga, convener of Inter-Parties Youth Forum, and Wanjiro. She's a social justice activist. It's going to be a great bench, folks. We're calling it like we see it, without fear or favor. So let's get those tweets in. At Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag is JKLIVE. JKLIVE takes a break. We'll be back. In the meantime, coming up.
Tunatoa shukrani kwa serikali yetu kwa vile imefanya uamuzi mzuri kuangalia vile wengine.
Punished for murder. 40 years in jail for 3 men connected to the killing of 4 elderly women in Kisii.
All right, listen up. Collocates is on a mission. It makes our gums happy and our teeth strong. See? We're moving forward and making changes.
It's kind of a big thing.
Colgate Herbal uses traditional nature's herbs and combines it with Colgate Science for healthy gums and strong teeth. And we'll leave no smile behind.
Kote nchini mbele tuendelee.
Kenya Twende Mbele. NCBA. Go for it.
I trust Sunlight 2-in-1 washing powder to give my clothes a sensational clean and an uplifting fragrance. Okay, bye-bye. Sunlight. More than you expect.
Buroti maguta, keja kwa mtaa mambo fiti. Nafungua bahasha wao nikismile, mambo ni muru wa kop imeshikia keda, biza maplot, nikasip tu. Kani float ya mboka, reti kotop, nikasip tu.
With just a payslip, get a mobile loan of up to 500,000 shillings or an unsecured loan of up to 9 million shillings. Visit a Cooperative Bank branch today. Cooperative Bank, we are you.
Great yummy taste gotta hack it. I spread bread pate nguvu gotta pack it. Napaka nyweki design ya mokoro. Blue Panda, Juni natural cocoa. 5 vitamins una grow plus ni tamu na ni One by one tuna flow with the energy. Dance to the beat, feel the adrenaline. Vibes ni polite. Step into the motion. Tuna hack snack na ki blue band choco for your growth.
Welcome to Sensei Institute of Technology, your gateway to hands-on technical skills, from mechanics and electronics to construction, ICT and more. Our ever-growing facilities reflect our unwavering commitment to building a better tomorrow for you. With immersive practical training and top-tier equipment, we ensure real-world readiness and a secure future. Sensei, the home of great practical skills. Join us today.
The most trusted toothpaste for kids.
So, most kids use this toothpaste, right?
Right.
Then, why do 7 out of 10 kids have cavities, sir? Because whatever this toothpaste has for cavity protection, isn't enough. Double Herbal contains clove. My mother says it contains eugenol, which is 100% effective in cavity protection. Look, no cavity. Wear this cloth, there is no cavity.
Oh yeah, Ebu cheki Mashakura John. Well, that's what his friends call him. Usually, they will do anything to avoid his cooking, manze. Surprise, surprise! No more Mashakura John, thanks to new Royco herbs and spices. Spicika na Royco.
The Ministry of Education, in conjunction with SHA, will be registering all students in all public and private primary and secondary schools in Mombasa County on Thursday, 23rd January 2025. All parents are requested to report to their respective schools with their national IDs and the birth certificates of their children from 8 a.m. A special launch function will be held at Mrima Primary School, Likoni from 2 p.m. The chief guest is Cabinet Secretary for Education Honorable Julius Ogamba, accompanied by Cabinet Secretary for Health Dr. Deborah Barasa and Mombasa Governor His Excellency Abdul Swamad Sharif Nasir. Catch this live broadcast from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. on Citizen TV and be part of this transformational moment for our children's future.
Explore the nature and create from it. The spirit of inventors leads to the inspiration for new technology. By drawing nature's energy, we create the extraction tech. Small in size, huge in power. Millions of microcapsules condense the essence of nature. Join us, Clesoft Invent for Life.
Friendly Italian restaurant with outdoor seating nearby, and text it to Luca.
Find it real quick. Send it to the click. Wow, the place is sick.
Are you ready to step into a future filled with endless possibilities? Tharaka University invites you to join the January and February 2025 intake. Explore innovation, excellence, and opportunity in our market-driven courses: ICT and engineering, nursing, education, business and economics, agriculture, communication and media, humanities, social sciences, and more. Study at certificate, diploma, bachelor's, master's, or PhD levels. Apply today. Tharaka University. Education for freedom.
Craving an unforgettable African adventure? With View Travel, discover the magic of Africa. Explore Cape Town's beaches, trek Uganda's lush rainforests, marvel at Rwanda's beauty, explore Tanzania's wildlife, unwind in Zanzibar's paradise, cruise Egypt's timeless Nile, or dive into Morocco's vibrant culture. Perfect for leisure, business, school trips, or romance. We craft journeys as unique as you. Tembea Africa na View Travel. Visit viewtravel.com or call and WhatsApp 0703 254 254. View Travel. Dream, explore, discover.
Starting today, things are going to be very different around here. I don't want to listen to you anymore, and I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Whether you like it or not, I'm still your mother!
Just by accident, Monica.
To sign up and take the trail, visit www.magicalkenya.com.
It is exactly 33 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to Jeff Koinange Live here at Citizen Television. Now, imagine this. 2 schools fighting over a head teacher. That's right. That happened today. Disrupting learning at Mabwaita and Sosit primary schools in Bureti constituency in Kericho County. Our very own Emily Chibet has the details of that drama.
A protest of a different kind.
Learners from Mabwaita Primary School in Bureti constituency, Kericho County, alongside their parents, forced to walk 5 kilometers to Sosit Primary School. They had one goal in mind: to demand the return of their head teacher, who had been transferred to the neighboring Sosit.
Leo asubuhi niliamkia nduru kutoka kwa shule, kupika huko nikaona watoto wametoka kwa compound wakiwa na wazazi. Uliza swali nini mbaya hapa, akasema teacher wamepigwa transfer.
The Board of Management, which joined the parents and pupils in the peaceful march, says that last week they wrote to the Ministry of Education to protest the transfer of the head teacher. The board claims that the head teacher, who was barely a year old in the school, has brought changes, increasing the number of learners from 50 to over 300 in just a short period of time.
Our head teacher was merely 2 years in the school, just 6 months old in Mabwaita Primary School. And we want to say we are very disappointed. Mabwaita Primary School was in a state of ICU.
Hata watoto wetu walikuwa hawajui kusoma, hawajui kuandika, na zaidi ameandika. Kuna vijana wengine walikuwa wamekunywa pombe, wamekunywa bangi, na zaidi Jeruyat alifuatilia sana.
For over 3 hours, angry parents and the Board of Management at Mabwaita Primary School were adamant, disrupting learning at Sosit Primary School, demanding the head teacher to be transferred back to their school. It took the intervention of police to calm the situation.
Instead of them coming to this place to address us today, they have decided to send us the security personnel. We were coming for education ministry issue, but we are receiving people from interior, which is very, very sad for us.
Badala ya kutuma watu wa education, wanatuma askari karimzima.
Anatumia na
sisi tunakunya bombe ama tunataka haki yetu. Cheruya atakuje. Cheruya atasema kuja, hatutaenda kwa hapa, hatutaondoka. Hata shule hii Sosit hawezi soma.
Naambia wasasi siku nyingine kitu kama hiyo, kwa sababu transfer kwa walimu ni mambo ya serikali na transfer ni kawaida. Hawaache kwenda maandamano. Na wangeenda kwa Ministry of Education na uliza, wangeenda kwa shule nyingine kufahamia shule nyingine.
Despite returning to school after a meeting with the local police, the parents are still calling on the Ministry of Education to reconsider their decision. Emily Chebet, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
All right, Emily, thanks so much for that. Now, the post-mortem examination of 2 young girls who went missing before their bodies were found discovered in a quarry in Ngong in Kajiado County has revealed that they died of drowning. The 2 minors had left home on Sunday afternoon to play, but did not return. Their bodies were later found floating in a dam in Ololua area. While the families of the deceased have expressed satisfaction with the autopsy findings, they continue to seek conclusive answers from detectives regarding the circumstances surrounding the tragic deaths. Let's get more from our very own Benkiri.
The families of 12-year-old Precious Nderema and 13-year-old Ashley Wairimu patiently gathered outside the Ngong Sub-County Funeral Home, awaiting the autopsy results to determine the cause of their loved ones' deaths. When the post-mortem findings were released, it was revealed that the 2 minors had died of drowning.
Hakukuwa na injury yoyote, both kwa lungs, intestine, kwa kichwa, wapi, there is no any injury, there is no any struggle. But the only thing we have just got the result is that she was drowned.
Although the families expressed satisfaction with the autopsy conclusions, they called for thorough investigations by the police to uncover the circumstances leading to the tragedy.
Tuko na maswali, na hiyo maswali yenye tumeacha huko, I think polisi ndio watatuambia, lakini kulingana na maji sisi tuko sawa, na vile wamefanya postmortem nikaangalia na nikakonfirm kila kitu. Mtoto anakuja ako na pandi peke yake, na hiyo pandi imevalishwa vizuri, ako na mguu moja imevalishwa Crocs na mguu mwingine haina Crocs. Na swali yetu ni hizo nguo ziko wapi?
Nimeridhika nayo almost 90%, sababu hata ile maswali nilikuwa na question nimerudishiwa na nikaangalia.
Key questions remain unanswered. Did someone push the girls into the dam, or did they accidentally drown while swimming? The two girls had been reported missing after leaving their homes on Sunday afternoon to play, but failed to return. Their bodies were later discovered floating in a dam, raising concerns and lingering questions about the events leading up to their untimely deaths. Ben Kirui, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
All right, Ben, thanks for that. Now, 3 men and a minor who were found guilty of the gruesome killing of 4 elderly women in Marani 4 years ago have been sentenced to 40 and 15 years imprisonment respectively. In a judgment issued on Wednesday by High Court Judge Waweru Kiarie, the 4 were placed at the scene of the crime back in October 2021 in Nyangonyi village. We get more from our very own Crispin Otieno.
After years of searching for justice for the families of 4 elderly women killed in Nyagonyi village on allegations of practicing witchcraft,
I sentenced the second accused to serve 15 years imprisonment in each of the counts he was convicted of. The sentences will run concurrently.
Justice Waweru Kiarie sentenced Nyakundi Amos Ondieki, Evans Ogeto Okari, and Hesbon Ongondi Gichana to 40 years imprisonment. Crispin Makworo, the second accused, who is a son of the first accused Amos Ondieki, was sentenced to 15 years in jail.
Each of them is deemed to have committed an offense.
Moments after the judgment, affected families and human rights organizations expressed their satisfaction with the final verdict.
Wawache tabia mbaya, manake hukumu iliyotolewa leo ilikuwa safi kabisa tena mzuri.
Tumefurahia sana, tumetembea na Kenya National Commission on Human Rights. Tunawazii vijana wetu ambao mtasikia sauti. Tunawaomba msitende kitendo kama ambao wenzetu walitenda, sasa watachuta kwa vitendo ambao walitenda.
Kama expert. The convicts, however, disagreeing with the judgment and the sentence.
Kwa vile kuongea kwangu kutoka undani wangu, hakuna hata mama mmoja niligusa hata kwa nguo namna hii. Hiyo judgment imefanywa na nimefungwa saa hii miaka 40. Hiyo miaka 40 kwangu mimi nimeona ya kwamba ni mbali sana. Kwa vile saa hii niko na miaka 53. Sasa nikiongeza hiyo inaona ya kwamba hata Mungu angenichukua hata leo ingekuwa vizuri. Bali nasema ya kwamba hiyo judgment basi kwangu mimi it was unfair.
Tuko na watoto, sisi sio criminal, na tunafanya kazi wengine. Ripoti ambayo walipewa kutoka nyumbani tulikuwa tunaomba isome kwanza ndio tupewe judgment. Hatukusomewa ripoti ya probation.
Their families expressed frustrations with the judgment and sentence, saying it was against their expectations.
Wafungu watu waine. Watu waine, papa mtoto mwenyewe mgonjwa, ngondi alitoka mbali na huyu alitoka kilomita 20. Serikali angalie maneno etusaidie.
Among those killed was Indege Mayaka, 57 years old, Rael Sigara, Agnes Mora and Jemima Nyangate. Hours after the judgment, the convicts' families are now contemplating to appeal the case. As those who lost their loved ones, it is a sigh of relief, and they feel finally justice has been served. Crispin Otieno for Citizen TV at Kisii Law Courts.
Crispin, thanks so much for that. Now, friends and family on Wednesday gathered at the Nairobi Chapel along Ngong Road for the Requiem Mass to honor the life and legacy of the late Senior Counsel Judy Wanyeri Thongori. Thongori was celebrated for her pioneering work in family law and women's rights. Chief Justice Martha Koome and former Chief Justice David Maraga underscored the profound impact that Thongori had on Kenya's legal landscape and her unwavering commitment to justice and equality. Take a listen.
Family, friends and colleagues in the legal profession came together at the Nairobi Chapel along Ngong Road to honor the life and legacy of the late advocate Judy Thongori.
Fellow mourners, a very good afternoon to you all.
Chief Justice Martha Koome led the legal fraternity in mourning the fallen advocate, describing her as a fervent advocate for women's rights whose dedication to championing gender equity has left an indelible mark on the nation.
I was in the family division for about 3 years.
Former CJ David Maraga termed Thongori a true champion for women's rights and family law, whose legacy will inspire future generations of legal professionals.
We have lost a pillar of the marriage institution. Judy was extremely courteous. As many have said, even when she lost, in some matters, she was very, very courteous. And that is the way it should be. She was extremely courteous to the court, extremely courteous to even her opponents. And we all celebrate her life.
Chief Justice Martha Koome paid tribute to Thongori as one who put the welfare and interest of her clients first, and a woman who was ethical, sincere and fair in all her dealings. The CJ celebrated Thongori for her pioneering work in family law and women's rights, terming her influence in the legal community as profound.
We are here to mourn a wonderful woman in the law. So for me, it is with profound sadness that I'm here to pay tribute to Judy Thongori Senior Counsel, a trailblazer whose tireless work and dedication profoundly shaped family law and advanced the rights of women, the rights of children, the rights of the elderly, and the family in Kenya.
She was later laid to rest in a private ceremony attended by family and close friends only. Her contributions to law reform, especially in family and gender law, were a central theme in tributes that served as a testament to the remarkable life she led and the countless lives she touched. Mary Mwoki, Citizen TV.
All right, Mary, thanks so much for that. On that note, we're going to take another break right here on JKLIVE and let you know that our guests coming up shortly is all about Gen Zs. That's right. What's the way forward? We're calling it Age, Manners and Model. We've got Reverend Caroline Kiarie from ACK Thika Diocese. We've got Kidi Mwaga. He's a convener of inter-party youth forums. And Wanjiro, she's a social justice activist. It's all about Gen Zs, folks. Where are we going from here? I know you have many questions and comments, so keep them coming at Koinange Jeff, at Citizen TV Kenya. The hashtag is JKLIVE. JKLIVE takes a break. We'll be back. Business, sports, and then the bench in a moment. In the meantime, coming up.
If you look at the money market, the promised yield is coming down 1% as central bank cuts the rates, as TB rates come down. It's expected, right?
Global markets maintain optimism amid inflation concerns as high net worth Kenyan investors explore alternative investment opportunities in the United States.
People come to me and they say they get discomfort when they have ice cream. Can you imagine that? Avoiding having cold ice cream. Sensodyne gives you long-lasting protections against sensitivity. And people come in and they're like, oh, it works. I can have ice cream and I'm not in any discomfort. I recommend Sensodyne because it works. It's brilliant.
Royal Credit Limited, the majority shareholder of Direct Line, advises holders and prospective holders of motor vehicle insurance policies that any insurance covers issued by Direct Line Assurance Company are invalid. This is due to the illegal alteration of the company's CR12, imposing on Direct Line illegal shareholders and directors who are now running the company. Royal Credit Limited cannot guarantee payment of any claims by direct line, as sections 23, 71 and 166 of the Insurance Act have been contravened. Under the prevailing circumstances, Royal Credit Limited cautions against any purchase of insurance policy from direct line.
Starting today, things are going to be very different around here. I don't want to listen to you anymore, and I don't want to have anything to do with you.
Whether you like it or not, I'm still your mother!
Just by accident, Monica.
To sign up and take the trail, visit www.magicalkenya.com.
When your kids learn to share, you're giving them a great start. Prestige Margarine. It all starts with a great start. Now comes in the original and vanilla flavor.
And we need 2 Royco cubes because iron gives you strength to sukuma yourself to be the best you can be.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
Are you a KCSE graduate with a mean grade of C+ or higher? Dreaming of earning a bachelor's degree at a prestigious German universities with low tuition fees? Explore exciting programs like business, economics, mechatronics engineering, IT, robotics, and more. East Africans Study in Germany is here to guide you through the application and transition process seamlessly. Thinking Germany, think East Africans Study in Germany.
Utamu wa ugali, chapati, mahamri unapatikana ndani ya 210.
For a better and secure future, education is a necessity. That's why Kiharo MP Dede Nyoro, through Kiharo and GCDF, has launched Kiharo Masomo Bora program to help day school students, where students will pay 1,000 shillings per term. Students will have porridge and lunch served in school. And this program will also help in building school infrastructure and provision of revision materials. Kiharo Masomo Bora with Honorable Dede Nyoro.
Vaseline is the only petroleum jelly with a unique triple purification seal, meaning it is safe to use on all skin types, including sensitive skin, and has been clinically tested and dermatologically certified to be free of allergens or irritants and does not block pores. Use Vaseline because it is the first step to maintaining natural, healthy skin.
It takes the best trainers to train you to become the best in your career. At Thika Institute of Business Studies, we offer the best theoretical and practical training in the fields of hospitality and tourism, journalism, engineering courses, business courses, information technology, social work and community health, fashion and interior design, hairdressing and beauty, driving, and many more. January intake is in progress. Tibbs College, a highway to future success.
UNISERV brings you another epic study abroad fair with 100+ delegates attending. Here's your chance to explore all study abroad options available to you. Attend the fair at Eldoret Rupas Mall on the 22nd of January, Mombasa at City Blue Creekside Hotel on 23rd, and Nairobi on the 25th of January from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Sarit Expo Center. Entry and tickets are free. Get them at uniserveducation.com. So save the dates and see you there.
This is me at Stanbic Private Banking. What does it feel like? It's investing skillfully. It's planning wisely. It's living joyfully. It's banking easily. Visit www.stanbic.co.ke. Stanbic Bank is regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya.
It is exactly 54 minutes past the hour. Welcome back to JKLIVE live here at Citizen Television. On to business news, and Standard Chartered Bank's global outlook indicates that global markets remain optimistic despite persistent inflation concerns. Now, central banks have signaled continued support for economic growth through rate cuts. Analysts project a positive year for equity markets, with bond yields climbing steadily. Investors are expected to balance risk and caution in 2025, keeping a close eye on inflation as a key factor shaping monetary policy. Let's get more from our very own Jimmy Mbogo.
Central banks worldwide are expected to continue cutting rates further in 2025. Consequently, the return on government security is projected to decline significantly. This trend prompting high net worth Kenyan investors to explore alternative investment opportunities in the United States. Analysts predict that the U.S. market will strongly influence the performance of global markets. Despite the optimistic outlook, analysts warn against relying on cash as an asset class.
But this year, the question we are getting mostly is clients have already seen yields falling. If you look at the money market, the promised yield is coming down 1% as central bank cuts the rates, as TB rates come down. It's expected, right? So the questions now is, where else can I go?
We're coming off on those short-lived periods where cash did okay. And the one lesson from history is these periods can be very short-lived. Usually either cash yields fall or equity bond returns start to rise. And falling interest rates mean that cash doesn't pay you so well.
As markets advance into the new year, analysts agree that diversification and adaptability will be crucial. Monitoring inflation trends and their implication for economic growth will also remain a priority. Central banks are determined to prevent a resurgence of inflation that could derail growth trajectories.
Whatever else is there, we still have to think about how do you also diversify across different asset categories and jurisdictions and geographies, so that you manage certain pitfalls that may come.
In a bid to offer alternate investment opportunity for Kenyans, the Nairobi Securities Exchange is planning an aggressive campaign to attract retail investors and boost market activity.
We don't have a problem with liquidity. It's how to channel that into the market. So this will be a key push for us, including coming up with products that enable retail investors to participate in our market without a lot of difficulty and technical requirements.
Investors have been advised to remain vigilant as experts project a bullish year ahead. Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV, Nairobi.
All right, Jimmy, thanks so much for that. Now, traditional trade channels remain the preferred mode of accessing goods for most shoppers, accounting for approximately 60% of the market. Now, according to a study commissioned by Weetabix East Africa, CEO Dominic Kimani revealed that dukas, that's small neighborhood stores, contribute 2/3 of the country's annual retail sales. Kimani made the remarks during the launch of Weetabix's National Consumer Promotion. Take a listen.
Nearly half of the consumers surveyed in the statistical research stated that they often reach for cereals as a snack, especially among the young consumers, the Gen Zs, with 48% of them in the European market stating that they take cereals as a snack, and with almost 40% claiming that they like eating products that they can use on the go.
These retailers are often close to customers and have existing relationship with them, making them a great source of consumer behavioral data. They serve the needs of lower income consumers by getting food products to where they are, which often includes remote rural areas and underserved urban neighborhoods.
The growing demand for nutritious, convenient food options, of course, positions us perfectly as an anytime food. Whether it's mealtime, and I repeat again, snack time, dessert, or ready-to-eat cereal, people are adapting to these modern consumption methods.
Now, listen to this. Competition in Kenya's smartphone market is poised to intensify as Samsung unveils its latest lineup of smartphones. The South Korean tech giant has introduced the Galaxy S25, the Galaxy S25 Plus, and Galaxy S25 Ultra at its first Galaxy Unpacked event of the year. We get more from our very own Jasmine Wambui.
Samsung has tonight furthered its push into artificial intelligence with the launch of the new Galaxy S25 series. Samsung says a new lineup of premium devices will bring to the fore a more human-like AI experience with extremely personalized solutions.
We started this with the S24, so this year we have the S25. The idea is now we've gone at a different level whereby we've now advanced the AI functionalities on our phone. So what we're saying is this time we are making it become like an assistant, like your personal agent. Probably I want to search for a restaurant. We are getting to points whereby you'll search for that restaurant. It gives you even the location and tells you it can book for you an appointment.
The new devices, the Galaxy S25, Galaxy S25 Plus and the Galaxy S25 Ultra, are retailing for significantly less than the S24 series. The company says that 60 to 70% of its devices are acquired through financing from different fintechs.
A lot of people now are moving from the feature phones devices getting to now what we call the smartphone. Entry level going upwards, okay? For people to be able to do this, it's not like they've gotten more extra disposable income. What has happened is now we've gotten partners to work with who are able to finance for these devices.
Samsung has today released a new flagship mobile phone, the Samsung S25. Priced below 200,000 shillings and with an array of financing options, the company says this phone will be accessible to